When I was a child, every year around this time, late November, early December, my mother would pull out her best silver. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, do you know what happens to silver when it sits in the cupboard for a while? It tarnishes. It goes from bright and shiny to dull gray black. Do you know whose job it was to remove the tarnish? Mine. Every year, my mother managed to persuade me that I could polish the silver. Whether it was by force or cajoling, I'm not sure. But every year, I polished the silver. There's a certain satisfaction in polishing silver. First, you spread on the silver polish, you let it dry, and then you rub and you rub and you rub until it transforms into this beautiful shiny object. And isn't that a little bit like people? When you polish them and spend time with them, giving them your undivided attention, they also begin to shine as well. And I think that's what my mother did with me. She spent the time with me in the kitchen. While I was polishing the silver, she was doing something else. But she gave me her undivided attention. And we would talk and converse, and it just flowed freely. And I think that was the special bonding between my mother and I at that time, and probably why I wanted to continue polishing the silver every year. I had to pay close attention when I got to one item here. It was this silver bowl. And I had to polish it very carefully because it held all the stories and background from my family within it. But it became a repetitive motion. And I got into this and it became a dream. My great-great-grandfather was a silversmith, and many of his products were commissioned and sold, but there were a few things that were passed down through the family over the years, and this was one of them. When my mother was married in 1949, she received this as part of her wedding gift, and it held many wonderful things over time. For instance, this bowl held the flower arrangement when my mother and father were married. This bowl was used by my grandfather, who's a pastor, to baptize my older brother and my younger brother when they were babies. And this bowl held the flower arrangement again when my parents had their 50th and then 60th wedding anniversary. The bowl was also used every Christmas and held those fantastic Christmas traditions. There could be something new every year that went in this bowl. And on each occasion when we used it, the luster was even brighter, and it shone bright in our memories with all the wonderful things that happened. One year, Christmas was in danger because we could not find the silver bowl. Earlier in October, we had moved into a new house, and there were still many packing boxes around. So we made it into a treasure hunt. We started going through the packing boxes, packing paper. Who could find the silver bowl first? So the silver bowl was found. Christmas was saved. And I could take my time and start to polish it and all the other silver items. Many years passed, and eventually my mother wrote in her will that I was to inherit the silver bowl. She remembered those special times we had, me polishing the bowl, her doing other things in the kitchen, where our conversation just flowed. And she said I had treated the silver bowl with the love and care that was necessary to carry the family traditions. I still use this bowl in my family now around Christmas time and other special occasions. It holds all the love and the treasures that I have for my family. And it holds a long heritage of family love and traditions that have descended through many generations.